Scoping review is part of a project to engage older adults to learn about goal setting for health risk reduction, which will be followed by goal attainment support groups. I thought I would be researching older adult support groups modeled on mental health or cancer support groups. What I found was often quite different. For example, a program that trained older adults to lead a nutrition and cooking program, and a study that examined a senior center almost completely run by older adults. From my research question, I and the research librarian came up with search terms for older adults, for peer-to-peer groups, and for health management. I searched three databases, Medline, AgeLine, and Embase, and came up with almost 16,000 references. From those 16,000 references, first I did a deduplication and title search in EndNote, and then moved the results into Excel, which I then used to review the abstracts. The over 2,000 that remained, we then went into covenants for the 248 full text items to be reviewed. As I was searching for themes, the first one we came across was the idea of the goals of the studies. So the health conditions and community development and peer leadership analysis. It was very interesting, but not very helpful. So I've moved on to something even more interesting, and that was looking at the peer engagement method. And what I found was that there were actually two peer engagement methods. One used a leadership model, so trained leaders as coaches or instructors or as leaders, and the other was actually using a reciprocal model where they may or may not have trained the leaders in any way, but people work together and co-engage with each other in order to deal with their issues. And I found this a much more useful concept. I have now also gone on to start looking at the goals for each of the studies and the results of the studies. And it's very interesting, but it's not always very helpful because it's very wide and broad, and I found very many different possibilities. But if you look at it closely, and if you have time, you can actually stop the video and take a good look at this. If you look at it closely, you'll see that there's a couple of things that are true. Definitely older adults can successfully lead health groups and programs. Older adults can provide mutual support to older adults in groups. Older adults can be trained to provide health support as successfully as professionals do, and participants, when asked, appreciate peer leadership. But the health gains are not always statistically significant, and peer leaders may or may not be as successful as professionals. And in some cases, in some studies, participants improved in self-efficacy and self-care behavior, but not in measured physical health. Training methods and length also do not always equate with more successful outcomes. Thank you.